welcome back to my kitchen. I know it's been a while. I've got my husband making the video today since Olivia's off in college, so thank you, Anton. Today we are going to be making Cuban pork sandwiches. Now this is something I've never tried before. I had it once off of a food truck, thought it was the greatest thing ever. So we're going to try it. So what we have to start with, the sandwich consists of pulled pork, which we have a huge pork butt here. We'll talk about that in a minute. But it's got pulled pork. It also has deli ham, and then mustard, pickles, Swiss cheese. That's basically the sandwich, okay? Now, what we have going on are the ingredients for our pork butt. We're going to let it cook slow in the crock pot all day. So here's what we've got. I have right here you can come this way a little, honey. Good job. Okay, I have about a 7.5 pound bone-in pork butt. Now, this is humongous. You really don't need one this big. If you get it at the regular grocery store, you could probably get a 3 or 4 pound one. This was Sam's Club. Everything's, bigger and better at Sam's Club, so that's what we have. We'll be eating on this all week. We'll have our sandwiches, and then later this week I'm going to make pork carnitas. So anyway, for the sandwich today, so the pork butt. Then for seasoning, I'm using cumin and oregano and salt and pepper. I have mixed about 3 tablespoons of cumin, 3 tablespoons of oregano, and then about maybe a tablespoon of pepper and 2 teaspoons of salt. I don't really measure, so that's kind of winging it, but that's what I did. You can do it to your liking. So basically we are going to rub this all over the pork, and then we're going to brown it a little in the cast iron skillet. Now, you can cook this, oh my God, it smells like heaven. You can cook this in your pressure cooker if that's what you prefer, if you don't have all day. But it's Sunday, it's football day. Not that I really care about football, but
Yes,
here
she
I
does.
am. No, I don't really care, but I'm supporting the Broncos even though they kind of stink so far this year. But that's all right. I know it's important to my husband, so I'll wear the shirt. Okay, so I'm making a nice big mess on the counter. They say when you're cooking, put your foot in it. If it ain't messy, it ain't gonna be good. Okay, so I've covered this all in my little spice rub. Now, tell me that doesn't look good, even not cooked. Yum-oh. Okay, now let me rinse my hands off real quick. Okay, I've got oil heating up here in my cast iron skillet, and it's been going on for a few minutes, so this is probably going to be a good little sizzle. And I just added about a tablespoon of garlic and a little bit of pepper flakes, okay? I want that to sort of infuse the oil. A little bit. Okay. Woo! Yeah, that's going to be good. Okay? So now we're going to take our pork butt, put this in here, if I can get it in there without dropping it. There we go. Let's add all this extra seasoning on here. Okay, so I'm going to brown this on both sides. I've also got an onion I'm going to be adding in just to get a little brown on it before we stick it into the crock pot. So I'll brown this on both sides just for maybe 5 minutes, and then we'll get everything into the crock pot. Okay guys, I just took this off the stove. I browned on both sides, and you can see how delicious that looks. All those spices made a nice crust on here. The onions are cooked a little, all infused with all those seasoning. This is going to be the bomb. Okay, so we need to transfer this to the crock pot. I want to tell you about my cool little tool, the pigtail. I actually have 2 of them. One is huge, one is little, so it depends on the size of your meat. But this is a great grilling tool, or when you're making a big pork roast tool. It's basically got a nice hook on it. Can you come up close so they can see it? It's called the pigtail, even on here, www.pigtail.com, okay? So it's a great tool to just dig into your meat and be able to lift it up, turn it over, or whatever you need to do. So in this case, I am just gonna take this pork roast and get it to the crock pot, if it'll fit in here. This is the biggest pork roast I've ever cooked. Okay, shove that in there, okay? So you gotta get one of these tools, and I think it's not actually pigtail.com, it says pigtail FF, like Frank. I'm not sure that is. But anyway, you gotta get one. They're awesome. Okay, so transferred my pork there. I'm gonna move in all of these onions, put those all around here, and then we'll put some liquid in there, and I haven't talked about that yet. Oh yeah, look at all that yummy goodness on the bottom of that pan. You could also try to cook all this on the stove if you have a big enough pot. Your stove will just be on all day. That's okay. At least this way, the crock pot's not heating up the house. Okay, so what we're gonna add in here is I have 2 cups of chicken broth that you can add. Now this again is for my 7.5 pound roast. If you have a smaller roast, then you can, cut the liquid in half. So that's 2 cups of chicken broth. We're gonna do 2 cups of orange juice. Again, all to your liking. This will give it a nice acidity. Tons of good flavor. This is how I make my ribs actually, is orange juice and barbecue sauce. If you haven't seen that video, check that out. By the way, this is my 25th episode. Congratulations to Donna's Kitchen. Yay. I've made it 25 episodes. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Donna's Kitchen. You find tons of good recipes. Okay, we're also going to add the juice of 1 lime. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. Okay. Okay, and then we'll do a bay leaf. Okay, so we'll stick that in there, get that down in there. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna put the lid on, and this is going to cook pretty much all day, 6 to 8 hours at least on low, or in the pressure cooker, probably about 30 minutes. So it depends on how you're cooking it. So we'll put that to low, and we'll meet back here at dinner time and make those Cuban sandwiches. Okay, we are ready to pull the pork roast out of the crock pot. It has been going for a little over 6 hours. I just want you to get a close-up of how yummy this looks. Look at all the juice between the orange juice and the chicken broth and the juice that the roast itself generated. You can see it's just falling off the bone. So we're going to see how we can get this out of here without it falling all over the place. I can't use my little pigtail because it won't support it. So I'm going to try these forks. Just make it to the platter. Whew. Look at how that's just falling off the bone. This is going to be so tender and delicious. There's the bone. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to let this cool just a little bit and then start shredding it up. Okay, so I've shredded up. This isn't even half of the pork roast. You might be able to see over here is the rest of it. We only need a little bit for our sandwiches, so like I said, we're going to have a ton left over. We're going to have carnitas later this week. Okay, so this is the shredded pork, and now we're going to assemble the sandwiches. I have a pan on my stove heating up with a little bit of olive oil on it. We're basically making like paninis. So we're going to put these together. I just have some French bread rolls. They're nice and soft with a little bit of crust on the outside, so they'll get nice and crispy as we assemble these. So let's start assembling. First thing we're doing is just regular mustard. You can use spicy brown mustard or Dijon mustard, whatever you prefer. But traditionally, I think it's regular mustard. This is just French's. So I've got mustard down. And then we have Swiss cheese. This is a big sandwich, okay? And then we have ham. And this is just regular deli sliced ham. These are dill pickles. Again, you can use whatever you prefer. Yeah, look at all that. Hand pickles, mustard, I think we're back to cheese. So we're gonna seal that all in with cheese. The cheese will make a good glue. Okay, so there's one. I'm gonna assemble the other one and then we'll get them on the griddle. Okay, mustard. Cheese. Ham. Oh, I forgot the pork. The most important part. Look at. Blooper. Okay. Ham. Pickles. All that, and we would have forgot the best part of it. Okay. So we just need some pulled pork. Oh my gosh. Are you hungry, honey?
Yes, I am.
He had to use his deep, low voice for the camera. Yes, I am. Right. Okay.
Sorry, right.
Okay. Sorry, I sort of screwed that up. Okay, there we go. Now more cheese on this one. And bread. Now that's a sandwich. Okay. So let's come over to the... I even got mustard on the outside. Okay, so we're going to just place our sandwiches on our griddle here. And I have some big panini presses. So these are really heavy. If you don't have that, you can use a cast iron skillet or another pan to just put weight on that sandwich. Or you could use a panini press if you actually have one of those. We do, but we keep it in the camper for camping. Okay, so we're going to let these go for about 5 minutes, and then we'll see if they're all nice and crispy, and we'll be ready to eat. All right, we're just going to turn these over. You can see how nice and crispy this is getting. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we'll put those back on just for a couple more minutes, and then we'll be ready to eat. Okay, I just took these off the panini press. Listen to how crispy it is. Yum, oh. OMG, cannot wait to eat these. So we'll just give that a cut. And you can see all the layers that we did on there. The mustard, the cheese, the pork, the pickles, the ham. OMG, looking delicioso. Okay, I just cut up some cantaloupe we're just gonna have with it. And there we go. There is our Cuban pork sandwiches. Looks delicious. Let's eat!